Subscribe and press the bell icon so you never miss an update from PWIP. Export knowledge भी, trade भी.
A lot of people say अगर आपके पास purchase order है, if you have an LC, तो आराम से पैसा मिल जाएगा ना बैंक से and things like that. But is it really true? So today I am here to break this myth of financing for exports. Normally, friends, ये finance जो है, the पूरा जो piece है, it is divided into two: post-shipment finance and pre-shipment finance. Let's understand these two very quickly. Pre-shipment. Pre-shipment मतलब shipment से पहले मुझे पैसा चाहिए, which means मुझे आज order मिला है, I have got a purchase order from the customer, I have to now proceed for shipment. What do I mean by proceeding for shipment? I have to buy, let's say example of rice itself in this case. I have to buy the rice from mill, I have to buy bags, I have to enroll for or get for local logistics and shipment and freight forwarding. All these things I have to arrange before the shipment, correct? So that the shipment can move. इसके लिए सब पैसा लगेगा. Who will give this? I have a purchase order with me. I have a letter of credit LC with me. But is that purchase order money? No. Is that LC money? No. I will take it to the bank, but the bank will not give. I will tell the bank that, see, I have a purchase order here. Can you give me funding based on this so that I can go and procure rice and ship it out? Bank will give you or not is dependent on a lot of other factors which we have talked about in a few other videos, my friends. If the bank gives you funding for this, that is called a pre-shipment finance. ताकि आप ये पैसे से खरीद सकते हो कार्गो, जो चावल है या जो भी हो. You can buy rice, you can buy everything and then bring it to the port. तो जो पोर्ट पहुंचने तक जो भी आपका फंड रिक्वायरमेंट होता है, उसके लिए जो फिनेंस अगर आप लेते हो, उसके लिए प्री शिपमेंट फिनेंस होता है. बड़ा रिस्क है फिनेंस इंस्टीट्यूशंस को ये फंडिंग देने के लिए. You know why? Because when a pre-shipment finance is given to you, the finance institute is a little bit skeptical whether you will really use the funds to do the shipment, whether you will really use the funds to buy the rice or buy cargo, buy everything and bring it to the port. Might be the funds might get utilized for something else. If such a case happens and the shipment doesn't happen at all, then how do they actually go about solving this? So this is the reason a lot of banks will either ask you 3 years vintage of the company, 3 साल का balance sheet, क्या आप profitable हो, या मुझे आप collateral दे सकते हो क्या? Then I will give you funding because so that I have some security. So this is what is pre-shipment, my friends. ये ध्यान में रखिए. अब तक आपका shipment शुरू भी नहीं हुआ है, उसके पहले जो shipment के लिए finance चाहिए, उसके लिए बोलते हैं pre-shipment finance. So what is post-shipment finance then? Which means you have managed all your purchasing, everything, bought it to the CFS or the port, loaded this cargo onto the ship. Now, to do the pre-shipment, to do the procurement, everything, sometimes you might not even need funds. Meaning, you might, for example, rice, you might know a rice miller who is going to give you this rice on credit. पैसा चाहिए ही नहीं उसको. So in this case, what happens? In this case, you have already procured the cargo, you did not need any finance, you have to quickly sell it to the customer, take the money and pay it back to him, right? But in post-shipment, what happens? Post-shipment finance is something like this. You have already procured the cargo, you have managed it yourself, you have loaded the cargo onto the ship. As soon as you loaded the cargo onto the ship, you got a document called BL. Now this is the BL that you need to actually show to the customer through scan copy or through photo that yes, here is the BL copy that I have shipped the cargo, which means BL is the proof that you have now done the shipment in reality. So then what happens? There are a few other companies, a few fintech companies and a few banks which come forward to give you funding. You know why? Because since there is a BL, it is a proof that you have already loaded the containers, which means there is, even if you give funding, anyway your payment is going to come from the buyer. So a lot of financial institutions do this, that show me the BL and I will pay you the money. I will pay you 80% or I will pay you 70% and balance you take it from the customer and give it to me. So So whatever funding you get based on BL, after the BL, based on the BL, it's called post-shipment, because the shipment has happened. Now you get the finance, it's called post-shipment finance. But then if the shipment has happened, the BL is in hand, then why do you need the funding? The buyer might already give the payment, right? But in some cases, what happens is, there are a few cases. For example, assume that the shipment is going to USA and your transit of the ship from Chennai to USA, for example, is 40 days, which means your BL has been generated. You have shown the BL to the buyer, but the buyer tells you that the ship is going to take 40 days to come to me. So I'll pay you before surrendering the BL, but I will pay you on 30th day. Might be 10 days before vessel arriving or 5 days before vessel arriving, which means you still need wait to about 30 days, right? Don't have to wait for these 30 days. The post-shipment finance kind of products are in the market, so that they can give you funding, so that you can take that money and prepare the next shipment and focus on the next order. So this is the post-shipment finance. In some cases, if a customer says that he's going to give you an LC, but a LC which is USAN's LC, 30 days USAN's, 60 days USAN's, 90 days USAN's, which means you might have done the shipment, you have procured the material and submitted the documents to the bank, but the LC is 30 days, which means your payment will come after 30 days. In those kind of cases, you can get a post-shipment finance, which means because your already shipment has gone through. So the funding after the ship leaves is called post-shipment, and if you need money before, prior to the making the shipment, is called pre-shipment finance. This is the whole idea and the myth between pre and post-shipment finance. A lot of customers and a lot of exporters think that if I have a purchase order, I can get funding. If I have a LC, I can get funding. The answer is no. There's a lot of things to understand. There is pre and post-shipment. If you have collateral, you will get money in advance to procure, or if you have a very good buyer who tells you, I'm going to give you the money to procure, that's the best case anybody could have, but it's very, very unlikely. Only in very trusted cases these kind of things happen. I hope there is a very thin line between pre and post-shipment finance, guys. If you have understood this would help you much better in planning your orders and shipments. Thank you.